What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And I told you guys we're going to have a lot of news today. I was going to cut a couple of these videos while I was waiting on some scripts here from the pharmacy here on base. And I apologize in advance if you didn't see the videos early today. There's a ton of freedom flying around today. Hold on. See if you can hear it. They're just coming off the flight line now, so there's some F-35s and some F-22 Raptors flying around today, and it can get a little loud, so I just let you know in advance. But anyways, I'm talking about Dan Sullivan again. He's a United States Senator for Alaska who's reintroduced legislation to overturn onerous EV mandates. I love that they're using the word onerous. But it's actually heavily targeted towards the trucking industry. So a lot of you guys from California that drive semi-trucks that have been beating me in the comments, TK, are we going to get is there anything that's going to affect the trucking industry? Can you tell us if there's anything that's going to affect the trucking industry? Ding, 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 ding. This is going to affect the trucking industry. Roll that intro. Oh, it's too damn early for me, man. It's 10 o'clock in the friggin' morning. I usually ain't up till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Anyways, welcome on back to TK's Garage. So, Senator Sullivan has been pretty active on this stuff over the last 2 to 3 years when it comes to like the EV mandate, California CARB, all that crap. But this came in, and his bill, or what he's reintroducing, is actually having they're talking about it in committee today. Saw that on C-SPAN. U.S. Senator Dan Sullivan, Republican of Alaska, a member of the Senate Environment and Public Works Committee, introduced legislation as a comprehensive legislative package to roll back disastrous Biden-era electric vehicle mandates. The act, it's called the Freedom to Haul Act. I told you it is directed specifically towards diesel trucks and diesel semi-trucks. The Freedom to Haul Act safeguards the trucking industry from impractical and costly mandates by preventing the implementation of the Biden administration's Environmental Protection Agency's greenhouse gas emission standards for heavy-duty vehicles, Phase 3 rule, a de facto EV mandate on the trucking industry. The delusional and costly Biden-era EV mandates are not only disastrous for our economy, they are also completely impractical in rural areas like Alaska, right? Think about it. Which has extremely cold temperatures. I don't know if you saw those videos of Teslas. I own a Tesla. If you've ever seen all those videos of the Teslas like in Chicago in the wintertime and they're just dead everywhere, yeah. Which has extremely cold temperatures and communities separated by thousands of miles where reliable transportation is a matter of life and death. Senator Sullivan said President Trump revoked these ridiculous mandates by executive order on day one, halting far-left radical environmentalists. Thinly disguised attempt to get rid of internal combustion engines that would only hurt hardworking families across the country and deepen our reliance on Chinese Communist Party-controlled critical minerals. My colleagues and I are backing the president's action with legislation to overturn these ludicrous rules and ensure that our truckers can continue to reliably haul and deliver goods and services that Americans and Alaskans rely on. The Freedom to Haul Act is endorsed by the Alaska Trucking Association, the American Trucking Association, and Americans for Prosperity. They talk about all these different places, but he's also signed on to the Choice in Automobile Retail Sales, or the CARS Act, Preserving Choice in Vehicle Purchases Act, which was a Mullen bill, and the Stop California from Advancing Regulatory Burden Act. This bill would affect all of those. So, look, if you are a semi-truck driver, if you're an owner-operator, a lease operator, or you're driving a company truck and you're worried that your job's going to disappear if you live on the West Coast or you deliver in California because you're worried about California and the other 14 states that were trying to adopt the BS that California's Air Resource Board was pushing, no worries. Relief is on the way. Now, here's the thing. We're at a point now where there's now 7 pieces of legislation, 13 pending congressional review acts. Any one of those that pass end CARB's ability to dictate anything. They're done. Any one of those get to the president's desk, it's over. Now, there's some bills that are better than others. There's some CRAs that are better than others. You probably saw the video from earlier today where I talked about defeat devices and the Congressional Review Act that would basically strip Section 203A3 out of the Clean Air Act, which would make diesel defeat devices, gas defeat devices legal. You can go look at the language. If you delete Section 203A3, bye-bye. Diesel deletes are immediately, at that second, the minute that goes away, there's no law on the books that say you couldn't delete a diesel. I dare anybody to challenge me on it. Look it up. So, it'd be great for trucks, too. So, anyways, for you guys that are my truckers, man, and watch these videos or listen while you're driving, man, one, I appreciate you, and we all appreciate what you do, getting our goods and services to us coast to coast. You know, shout out to my homegirl Slime Pack 392. You know, she is a over the road trucker. You know, she has her own little lease truck and stuff, and you know, went from being mostly a Mopar channel to a trucking channel. Go check her out if you haven't. But you know, shout out to all my truckers that are out there making a living, but also delivering the goods and stuff that we need every single day. I appreciate you. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. I truly appreciate it. I'm going to get my prescriptions here today, and then I'm going to go down by the flight line and watch some of this wonderful freedom that's flying around here on base. And then probably take my ass home. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my friends.